Okay, everything is good. We should be okay. All right, let's get the stream started officially. Good welcome to everyone. I hope everyone's doing good on a Tuesday. Well, for some of you, it's a Wednesday already. Yeah, hope you guys are doing good. And welcome to the stream. Hopefully it's going to be a good one. And yeah, lots to talk about. I mean, obviously there was some big news that came up in, Yu-Gi-Oh! TCG specifically. And I think it really speaks about how pretty much they're willing to change literally the way you play the game. But I mean, it's something that most people have probably been asking for so long, and it's kind of interesting. But it's actually based on stuff that's already happened in the past. But I guess they're trying it out on a small scale. But yeah, I think it really is quite interesting. So I'm talking about obviously the new format that was introduced, the Genesys format. So it's on paper it looks kind of okay. Some would say balanced in a way, but obviously it's still in the early testing, so not fully fleshed out just yet. Obviously they released a number of cards that already have hits and whatever, but you don't really call it hits because there's not even a ban list, which is crazy. But I'll probably speak about it like probably later on during the stream. We'll just like sit down and just like go through the stuff because it's still pretty much new to everyone. And the fact that the formats are going to be starting as soon as this weekend even is kind of crazy. So you can literally just, start theory crafting and start seeing what actually is viable. Because it's kind of going back in time, but kind of like just, okay, we going afresh, but we obviously taking away certain things also from the game. So I'll speak about it as we go. But yeah, it's kind of crazy though. But yeah. The obviously the main takeaway from that is, yes, while there's no ban list and there's like a point system and all of that stuff, they did take away two mechanics, which is pendulum and link. So that's kind of obviously fine, because to be honest, they are saying that the game is going to be less complicated without pendulum and link. But I feel like even now, even with all if you make everything unbanned pretty much, it's still, I wouldn't say it's a less complex game. It just means now it's a bit more fresh, because let's be honest, pendulum, okay, cool, people had their own opinion on pendulum, but now link, it's like I think they realized link was a bit too broken, because like, especially with the generic monsters, some of the link monsters were just way too good. Even with the new archetypes that come out or whatever, I think they just really heavily emphasize like link is like the main mechanic and everything else. So it's really a interesting thing that they actually just said, you know what, we're banning everything. So it's like, cool, oh good. So if you wanted to play like so it's funny, because the last stream someone literally asked like how do you still keep playing this deck, because when are you going to stop playing it? And I literally said when they change the format, and literally TCG announces a format where they say you cannot play link monsters. So that's pretty much good, because it means that basically I can play anything else, which is not too crazy. So it's perfectly fine. Yeah, but it's interesting. You can still play link monsters and pendulum monsters in the normal format, but in the Genesys format, there's no link, there's no pendulum. So any link deck, so basically they're pretty much deleting like even all the pendulum archetypes, all the link, even the anime ones. They're removing everything. So it's just literally dual monsters up until I think Zexal, so Xyz. So it's fusion, synchro, Xyz. That's the main mechanics in that format, which is kind of insane, because obviously that includes the new cards as well. Now we don't know how, obviously when new cards come out, how they're gonna attribute different points. We don't know how that's gonna work, but as of right now, certain cards are already having certain limits in terms of points. So for those who don't know what's happening, maybe we'll just cover it now then, since we kind of talking about it now. Let's just cover it. So essentially what's happening is it's pretty much like, I don't know if you guys know Magic the Gathering or an old Yu-Gi-Oh game, Duels of the Roses. It basically has the same idea. In Magic the Gathering, there was something called Canadian Highlander, and we all know what Highlander is. Highlander format in Yu-Gi-Oh was basically limit 1, but now instead of limiting 1 card, it's more like you are limiting the number of I think it's the number of points you can have in a power ranking. So it's pretty much you cannot exceed a certain cap of points. Obviously most decks are so most archetypes are not affected, obviously, because 0 points means there's no impact, so you can still play it. But there are some cards which are like basically the powerful ones. They had to put almost like higher points on those ones, because you can't mix and match those cards if you want to like play a floodgate deck or something like that. Even the hand traps, even, because ironically you can't play now your 3 Ash, your 3 Imperm, your 3 Veilers. You know, you can't have that combination anymore, because now your points are going to be used up for that deck. So every power level of a deck is based on number of points. So the standard is 100, and now it's pretty much the baseline for most of the matchups. Of course, they did say that some of the OTS stores can make it higher, or even 0 or 50 or whatever, so they can set their own limit, but the standard is 100, which, I mean, some people are arguing, yeah, it's a bit too tight, given that, I mean, you know, they kind of want to test out the waters. But it kind of makes sense, because obviously if you make it like 200, then that means you'll definitely be seeing some broken cards and then everything else. But I think they're trying to make in such a way that they want to make all the decks viable in a way, but you can't mix and match. Like, you can't be having a broken deck and also have the powerful hand traps. No, you have to choose. If you want the hand traps, you're not going to be playing like a good enough like, for example, if you're going to play like a powerful deck, you're not going to play much hand traps, because most of the good decks have even higher point system. So it means that you can't even, you know, mix and match some of the cards, and you can't even play some of the archetypes even, because it's like Tillaments, for example, most of the cards are at 50. So you can't play more than one. If the standard cap is 100, you can only play this and you can't play that. So you can't max out your cards, because literally everything is unbanned. So there's still 3 copies is legal, but you can't do all these crazy things. So if you look at you know, basically what the cards are looking like, and what the logic is. So the ones that are 100, as you can see here from the screen here, it's pretty much all like the floodgates and all these very broken cards, which makes sense, because the idea is you're not supposed to be mixing this with other decks in a way. So either it's about it's basically like preventing interaction. So all of these things, literally, the Protos, the Arch Nemesis Protos, Echatos, Christia, Anti-Spell, Abyss Dweller, you know, all these cards, they literally just enable so much, and it makes sense to make it 100, so that at least if you're going to play that, you're not playing anything else. But yeah, you might argue, okay, cool, why did they do it this way? Because they're trying to promote, in a way, kind of balance, because they said there's no ban list, but they said they're going to revise some of the cards' points over time if they feel like, okay, no, maybe a card was at 0, it's a bit too broken. Now they're going to increase the point cap, so that at least it'll make your deck building a little bit harder if you have higher points on certain cards, which I think is kind of cool, because they're kind of following the way, like, you know, Duel Links had the same idea, but instead of obviously a point system, it's rather a limited cap on the number of cards you can play of that certain limited list. So if a card was limited to 3, which means there was a pool of cards that was limited to 3, which means you can only play 3 copies of that card in that pool. So if you can't mix and match other cards, if you're in that pool of limited to 3, you can only play 3 of all of those cards. Same thing with 2. All of those cards that were limited to 2, you can only play 2 of that card, and limited to 1, the same thing. And of course, banned is banned. But that's also like what makes Duel Links a little bit different, because it's like their ban lists are actually like, okay, not really necessarily A, killing archetypes, or B, making sure that you can't really punish other players for using other cards normally. So if you're using a powerful board breaker or whatever, and you know you're going to play other cards, you basically can't mix and match, which is kind of the idea with this. So an example, you see Crimson Dragon is 100, but then what they did was they made like the synchro monsters, like the synchro 12s, a good one, Cosmic Blazar and Heart Red Dragon Archfiend King Calamity at 1, so 1 point. So you're thinking, okay, how is that even possible? Well, if there was a first turn kill or some sort of a strategy that depended on a card being part of the combo, they pretty much made it sure that you could not play those cards together. So if Crimson Dragon is at 100 and your cap is 100, you cannot play all the broken synchros that turbo out that, because Crimson Dragon was an enabler. So instead of like in normal terms you would say ban the card, making it 100 points, essentially you ban the card because you can't play it in the deck that you want to turbo out Blazar Dragon or King Calamity or whatever. Another example is not even about that points of 100, but even looking at like you see some of these other decks, you see other cards here. Kashtira Rizard 97 points, which means that basically you can't even play Kashtira as an archetype because you think, oh, okay, everything's unbanned, but Rizard's 97. So if you play a Rizard, you can't play any other Kashtiras because it's all about 100. The same with all these other cards, you know, Magical Scientists and Painful Choice. It's very high. They're powerful cards, but it's very high. Even Triple Tactics Talent, look at that, 93 points. So, you know, if you play this, you're pretty much not playing anything else. Yeah, you can play other things, but just know that your cap is going to be limited, which means you can't play like a broken deck, for example. You must play like a random deck. Because you've noticed most of the random decks, or the rogue decks rather, weren't really hit too much. It's more like the meta decks, the ones that people will know, okay, hey, this actually be quite viable. They kind of hit them a little bit, but they did slip some, which is fine. They'll probably adjust it at some point, but it's a start. Like you see Rex Term 91, 1-for-1. So all these very powerful broken cards, it's like the points are higher, so you can't like combine it with another broken combo or whatever. You see, you look at even Fairy Tale Snow, perfect, 85 points. Baron the Fleur, 85 points, perfect. Mind Hacker even is back, but again, look at the point cap, 85. You don't have much options there. You can't really play this with anything else. You can play this, but you're not going to play it in a very powerful deck, which is perfectly fine. Another interesting one is Bahamut Shark. You're thinking, wait, 81 points, what's the play here? Well, they made Totally Awesome 20, and 81 plus 20 is 101, which means you can't even play them in the same deck, which is smart, because if they made it 80 and Totally Awesome 20, then that's two basically cards that work with each other. So they said, no, any card that is part of a combo, we're going to prevent you from playing those things together, because they know Bahamut Shark goes into Toad and whatever. Yes, it sucks, but it kind of makes sense, because they want to make it in the decks that it's belonging to. So for example, if you want to be playing Sharks, you're only playing Bahamut Shark, you're not playing anything else. There are other targets you can make, because literally they're basically saying if you're playing Bahamut Shark, you're playing Sharks, you're not playing anything else. You're not playing with Totally Awesome, you're playing an actual Shark deck, which is fine. That's the whole point. The same with all these other cards, even like Kali Yuga. Kali Yuga is 77. You can play it, but it's 77 points. So again, makes it difficult for you to mix and match. Same with all these other cards. So obviously you can look at it yourself, but the essential thing is, as you go higher and higher, like you see even the Barrier statues, they're all 60. The Winder, even Mitsurugi for some reason is there. So Mitsurugi is pretty much unplayable because you play triple copies of this, which is insane. Or you can play one copy, but you're at a risk of that. And then obviously you can see it goes 50. Maxi's ironically here 50 points. So because it's unbanned per se, you can only play maximum 2 copies because 100 points. And then obviously other cards here you can look at, but essentially what you're looking at, even Dragoons was hit also. 40 points, and obviously you know Dragoons is a play set of 3, so you technically can't play triple Dragoons. And also the 33 point, you can see I think Neptibus is also here. Yeah, there we go. Neptibus is 33 points, so you can't really play like triple Dragoons, and also you can't play triple. You can play triple Neptibus, but then you pretty much can't play Dragoons, which is kind of weird. Then you must send other cards, which is weird. But maybe you can probably go one Dragoon, one Neptibus, then you have 73 points, or yeah, 73 points. Then you still have options for other things. Then you just play like Deep Sea Divas and whatnot, because I think most of the other Mirmo cards are fine. Because I don't see the other cards hit here. Oh no, when I mean hit, obviously not impacted by points, so you can still pretty much play it. So you just have to like go through the decks and see what you want to play within the limits, of course, and just check, okay, which cards are actually not hit, and then which ones are, then you maybe have to supplement those cards for something else. So it's definitely going to require some experimenting, because the reason why I'm emphasizing all of this is because actually this weekend, we're probably going to have a Genesys format meta weekly, which means we have to use the Master Duel cards available now and kind of confine to this Genesys format in a way where we have to now not play certain cards together, which is going to be quite interesting, because now you pretty much can't play Malice, you pretty much can't play Ryziel, so it already fixes the issue of, okay, no Malice, no Ryziel. Now obviously what you don't see here, I don't see Apollo here, which is interesting, but I don't know. No, Apollo's Link Monster. Never mind, because it's just banned anyway, so it's fine. Never mind, it's banned. So Malice obviously out, because obviously no links. Malice is there, but there's no link, so there's no point. Ryziel, most of the cards are 25, 50, or 20 points, so you can't play max copies. So it's pretty much like unless you're playing it with other engines, then you have to be a bit creative. But just note that your points might be higher or lower depending on what you want to do. You can see here, Emergency Teleport, very powerful card for most decks that are that need psychic monsters, but it's 40 points, so you can't really. I wouldn't even recommend playing that, because it's like you rather now prioritize main deck engine, and then you don't focus on these non-engine things. Like even some of the board breakers, see Lightning Storm 40 points. So if you're playing like a going second strategy, you have to be very considerate, because if your engine also is hit, you have to consider, like a good example of this is Ancient Gear, right? For some reason, Ancient Gear has two cards that are 33 points, and normally these are triple copies. So it's kind of okay, because you can kind of supplement certain cards. If something's not hit, you just replace that other thing. Yes, it will be a little less powerful, but again, it's to bring balance. So you can see what this format is doing. It's literally just saying, okay, no, you would like to play these cards normally, but now because there's the cap point of, okay, certain cards have higher points than others, you can't really mix and match, which means you can't really have a complete deck. So same thing with Flandreese, right? You can see Flandreese Robina is 33 points. So what about the other Flandreese cards? Well, look, there's already the Advent of the Adventurer, and also the map is here. So you technically can't even play Flandreese, because you're going to be playing 3 Robina, but then no field spell. And then no field spell means you're not going to play this as well, which means you'll be it'll pretty much be unplayable, pretty much. So, but obviously everything else was unhit or not affected. But the fact that you can't even play like a field spell and all that, it basically hurts Flandreese strategy. But yeah, if you go through this, you'll see some of the cards here are kind of insane. Like, oh, they actually hit this. So you must think about how you're going to deck build, because now no longer playing 3 copies might be essential. If it's not hit by this, if it's 0 points, it's fine. You can play 3 copies. But if it is hit in some way, then you have to be smart and say, okay, do I really need to max out copies? Like you see Sword Soul here is a good example. I'm sure most of you guys got the structure deck for Sword Soul. If you had to play it, you can only play, okay, 1 Chisao. People only play 1, but Emergence is normally at 3. But now you see it's also here. It's also 33 points. You say you can't even play Branded. Okay, Branded Fusion is in here. It's 33 points. Sanctify is 33. So essentially you cannot really play it, because you want to obviously max out Branded Fusion. Even if you play 1 Branded Fusion, you have Bestials. I'm sure Bestials are hit here. Yeah, I can see Magnemite there. I can see a Sanctifier. I can see I saw Mirror Jade. Yeah, Mirror Jade's also here. So again, your point system is messed up, because 3 cards are already 99 points, and then you can't play all your good cards. So yeah, it's not really, and it's crazy. So you're gonna literally think about how you're gonna play. Even look at that, Blue Eyes even also is affected. But technically, they can kind of still play because Wishes of Azu is obviously a very powerful card. But they can probably just get away with 2 copies and then play something else. Because I believe Veiler, let me just have a look. I think Veiler is like 7 points or something like that. Let's have a look. Yeah, Veiler is 7 points. So they can get away with playing that 2 Wishes and then 2 Veiler. And then that's how many points? That's like 80, that's about 90, 80 points. So they can still have room for other things if they want to. But yeah, you can see most of these decks, like even the 5-point ones, they're a bit cheaper, yes, but again, you have to consider that the rest of your deck, and the nice thing about this, it also not allows you to like play, like for example, like I said, the play set. So for example, Ash Blossom, Imperm, right? It's 15 points, if I'm not mistaken. Let me just have a look. 15. Yeah, you can see there. Infinite Impermanence and Ash Blossom. So you would like to play 3 Ash, 3 Imperm, but now the problem is your deck will be at 90 points already. And if you want to play other cards that also are hit by the archetype, then you pretty much cannot play a play set. You have to decide, okay, do I want to prioritize Ash, which probably most people would most likely do. Or if they don't care about Ash, they'll just play something else. Because honestly, this is what I've been saying to you guys all the time. Like sometimes you don't really need 3 copies to play the game. Or even like 3 copies of Impermanence. Like you just play 1 and you can be fine with it. I mean, I'm used to playing 1 Ash the whole time and I'm literally just fine. So this was like, oh, okay, cool. If I want to play Ash, I can, but it's 15 points. So I have to first build my core engine first and then staples. Because I think what was the idea was, okay, get your staples and then build your core. Now you have to focus on your core first and then see, okay, do I have room for staple cards? If I don't have room for staple cards, then I have to make a choice what staple cards are actually going to go in. And this includes the main deck, extra deck, and side deck, not like one part. So your entire deck and side deck is included in the point cap, which is really, really good. So it's funny because what was I saying to you guys the whole time? That literally the fact that some of the best decks also have access to these broken things makes it kind of difficult to kind of like, play the game a little bit. Because especially like, they have a crazy board and then they top it off with all these things like Ash, Imperm. It's kind of annoying, Maxi on top of that, all that stuff. It's also very difficult for you to play through that. So the fact that they're giving you some breathing room to say, okay, look, it's not going to be that crazy anymore. Even if you make an unbreakable board, there's a chance you might be able to break it. Because mind you, not all the board breakers are having points. So you just have to, so I think the best thing for you guys is to actually see, okay, what deck you want to play. Like I said, check the cards. Are there any hits in terms of points? How many points there are? See what best you can, other alternatives you can play. The ones that are ideally 0 points, and then you go from there. Because I think that's the only way you got to do it. Because now I have to kind of think now for this upcoming tournament what I must play. Because obviously now we know links aren't going to be there. So obviously Marinsis is out, which is fine because that's okay because there's still other formats to play the deck, no problem. But I mean, just imagine if this format was a Master Duel. Do you know how happy people would be? Because literally it's like a breath of fresh air, literally. But I like how they started again maybe now on the paper first, and then maybe at some point it might become digital. Because I think it'll just be a lot easier if it's digital. I'm just saying. But I mean, it's also still good for, the introducing in real life also, which again, it's a fresh format. Like literally, people are just going to be playing the most crazy thing. Because remember, literally every card is unbanned. So you just have to be thinking, okay, what cards you want to play that are powerful, but at the cost of maybe some points. So it's a lot of thinking you have to be involved in. And this is what deck building is supposed to be. Not just, okay, taking a copy paste deck, okay, playing 3 Ash, 3 Imperm, 3 this. The standard as you call it. No, this is literally now you have to be really smart on how you deck build. See what the objective of the deck is. Does it need hand traps? Not really. Does it need board breakers? Okay. What options are there? And you go from there. That's literally what it is. And I like it because you see most of the decks, you can see some of these cards, even the extra deck monsters, most of them are generically played. So you have to be really smart. Okay, do you really want to use it or not? Because, like, for example, like you see Zeus is 20 points. It might not seem like a lot, but if your other extra deck monsters also have slots, then it's a problem. So, for example, if you look at Ryzel, their main deck monsters are having points and their extra deck monsters. So they're not playing max copies of those cards. So it won't be a standard Ryzel list if you're playing Ryzel. You're probably playing other things just to supplement that. So you have to find like rank 4s with 0 points and then somehow find a way to bridge. But it's very difficult because you're playing probably more Duel Drive, more Detonator, but is it really worth it? Not really. Because that means you can't play hand traps. So you want to play a broken deck, you can, but at the cost of hand traps. But if you want to play hand traps, then you probably have to play a worse deck, which is totally fine. So just, again, supplements the weaknesses of maybe a bad deck that, you know, doesn't really have much, so you have hand traps to supplement it. But otherwise, it's pretty much an open game. Let me check the Mold Charmies. Mold Charmies, I believe they're also kind of weird. Like you see, Perilia is ironically the highest one, and it makes sense because now most of these decks are actually going to probably rely on the normal summon now. So Perilia comes a little bit more powerful than Maxi in a way, or Fuelos. Because in the grand scheme of things, Perilia is probably the card you're going to be seeing more often, but it's 10 points though. So compared to Fuelos, which is 7, a full playset of Fuelos is 21 points, whereas a full playset of Perilia is 30 points. And this is still, extra deck is still a pretty much known mechanic, so it will be, because this was only probably good because of links and pendulum, but Xyz, not really. You can just Xyz once and pass, it's fine. Or fusion summon once or twice, it's fine. But yeah, when links and pendulum is around, this is a very powerful Mold Charmy. But Perilia, pretty good. And even the Meows, even it's 5 points. Actual playset's 15. You can choose. I see Solemn Warnings and Solemn Strike is also here, but yeah, it's literally just like you can see the Adventure Engine kind of is there. Centurion, I see there it's Primaris 15, but you must obviously check the other Centurion cards. What else is there? If any extra deck cards that you're looking for that you need to play, it was also affected. You know, so this is what you have to literally go through your deck and say, okay, this is what I want to play. Your core. After that, then you go from there. Centurion is possible, but not running Crimson Dragon and no Baron. Yeah, I mean, and they're kind of also driving the home thing of play your pure deck. Don't try and mix with other things. Obviously, if you can mix and match, you can, but it'll be very, you know, like I said, because of the point system, you have to ask yourself, what do I want to sacrifice? I want to sacrifice a card I want to mix, or I play it as pure as possible. And I think they're trying to make the goal of play it as pure as possible. But if your deck is slaughtered to the ground because of the point system, then you pretty much can't play it. Even same thing with board breakers as well. Let me check. I think Purge is 10 points. Where's Impulse? Impulse should be higher up, I think. Yeah, you see Impulse is 30 points. So you see, if I had to even play a deck that wants to play this, playing 2 copies is already 60. So it's already a lot. So you have to really just think, what is the best strategy for you to kind of like not really impact this. Let me just see, what are the cards that are here that are not really in Master Duel yet that we have to think about? Oh, I see Canine cards are here. Recently limited in the OCG. 2 copies, 20 points. Ripper's also there. Okay, that's interesting. So you can, so here's the nice thing about Canine. You don't really have to play Ripper, because as you can see, you'll be playing Triple Izuna, which is stupid because that's 60 points already. And also you're playing Ripper, which is another 20 points, so that's 80 points already. Then where's Lupus? Hold on. Where's Lupus? Just as an example. Like you see, yeah, it's 85 points just to play Triple Izuna, 1 Ripper, and 1 Lupus. That's kind of excessive. I think Lupus is fine because it's 5, because you only play 1 of anyway. But the Ripper, you can kind of get away with, and even probably just playing 1 Izuna. It's probably just better that way, because I think most of the other Canine cards are fine. from what I'm seeing. Yeah, but yeah, you see, it's literally just have to experiment. Oh, Nibiru's 10 points. Oh, okay. So is Nibiru going to be played more often? I don't know, because like, so you can see what happens. Like this whole point system is interesting, because obviously some cards you might think, oh wow, why is it 5 points? Why is it 7 points? I actually thought about this, because they're like, okay, if you want to play a card with this, they're like, nope, this one is too much. So it's like the risk and reward, because remember, everything's at 3, so you can decide how many copies you want to play on. Like the other one, they were saying, oh, Shifter's at 3, but which deck is playing Shifter? Because those decks are unplayable. To the point where now, okay, you have to either not play, like, you know what they say, the engine and the further extenders and whatnot. Like an example is like Ritual Beast. Ritual Beast wants to play Emergency Teleport, but they also want to play Shifter. So you must decide, okay, yes, I'll play 3 Shifter, which is 15 points, but then I can't play Emergency Teleport, because Emergency Teleport is 40 points. As you can see there, it's 40 points, because it's a very powerful extender, or even a starter. So you can't do that. So even with Fire Formation Tenki and all these combo starters, it's really crazy. But yeah, I don't know. One thing that sucks, that is annoying, Fountain isn't on there, which is but let's be honest, you're playing Runic Fountain, but you can't even activate your Runic spells, because you can't summon a monster to the extra monster zone, because also there's no extra monster zone in this format as well. So Runic is pretty much not, the only thing that's playable is the quick play spells. But then, like, is there really an incentive though? Because remember, you can't now protect your field spell, because they can get rid of it. And remember, everything's at 3, so you gotta be like, is it really making sense to play Runic? I don't think so, because it's just the quick play spells and the field spell, because you can't have fusion. You can have fusion monsters, but you can't summon them. And how else do you summon the fusion monsters? It's from the extra monster zone, which you can't. So it's like, it's kind of like pointless playing Runic. You can still play the Fountain, yes, but what is it going to do? You have to pray you have hard open the quick play spells, and bearing in mind, literally you can't protect it, so you can't recur it back. Like, it's crazy. They can banish it with like so many other cards. Cosmic Cyclone is unmentioned here. I don't see Cosmic Cyclone here. Pay 1000 life points, banish a card. I don't see any. Feather Duster is 20. Okay, Feather Duster is 33 points, but you can play Cosmic Cyclone, which is just as good. But yeah, you see, already you already have cards that can sort that out. So there's no point playing Runic at that point. So yeah, I think it's just opening up the door to more creative deck building in a way. I mean, it's still pretty much the same decks most people know, but it's just, again, you have to be a bit more creative. That's all I can say about it. But it's okay. It is what it is. But like I said, I think a lot of people are, kind of excited in a way. But of course, I don't think they got it right at the first go. But if this is like the start of what we think it is, I mean, this is a good start. It gives you an idea of what thought they went into this, and like even the ones that are at 1 point, like you can see, all of these cards, some of them are either FTK enablers, or like you can play it, but now you have to play it like in the way that it's supposed to be. So I don't know. Is there anything that I feel like they missed? I don't know. Let me see. Because the other thing, this is like, I think 500-ish cards that they announced. But I think one thing I didn't see here was Exodia. I see Exodia is not mentioned in here. Like, where are the Exodia cards? I mean, remember, they were limited to 1, but now they are 3. So is it worth playing Exodia, I guess? I don't know. So you have 2 ways to kind of win the game in a way. You play normal Exodia or that, but then the thing is, I think Heart of the Blue Eyes is 5 points. So you can still technically play Exodia. I don't see any Exodia hits here. Now, you might be thinking, wait, what about Pot of Greed? Pot of Greed is at 3. Oh, Pot of Greed is 30 points. But probably if you want to max out Exodia, just Exodia for that, you're probably not going to be playing the new Exodia deck. You'll be playing the old school Exodia deck and playing 3 copies of Pot of Greed. And that's it. You play 1 Exodia piece. And that's it. You draw 6 cards, hope for the best, and that's it. I'm sure there are other draw cards that they probably also missed. But yeah, you see, the problem is it's difficult to say what exactly they missed, because I think they were just having like an initial idea based on like how the format has been in the past, like I think few years, taking into account obviously the Link era, you know, impacting some of these decks, and just also look at how powerful they are. So maybe they missed something, but I think as a start, it's a pretty good idea where they want to go to say, okay, look, we actually want you to play these type of decks, but not necessarily focus on what the past meta was, because literally all the tier 0 decks are essentially coming back. Like, I don't see Sprite here. Sprite is completely gone. Vanquish Soul, I don't see anything there. Even though Vanquish Soul doesn't have the Link 1, they don't really care about the extra deck. They can play without it. But guys, we have to see exactly like all the archetypes that obviously could have potentially been in here, but there's a lot of archetypes in this game. And I think as a start, I think the main issue people had was ban the floodgates, which they've kind of addressed that with this 100-point stuff. The first turn kills cards, which enable the first turn kills, they either made it a very high point, or you can't basically play the cards together. So either 180, you know, some odd number, like hand ripping. They also address that. As you can see, there's Sylvia's in there, Mullen Glacier's in there. I think Mullen Glacier is like, how many points? How much is Mullen Glacier? I think it's like 50 something. Oh no, it's 100. Never mind, it's 100. So you definitely can't play that. But for some reason, Minstrel is not mentioned here. So I don't know if that's a problem, because Mullen Glacier is here, but Minstrel is not. And you might be thinking, is Miramel still a playable deck? It is definitely still playable, but not super broken. Like, you don't have so many Neptivus, so many Dragoons, so you have to be a bit more smart on that. So, yeah. But again, I'm probably gonna experiment, because remember, Miramel, even without links and all that stuff, it's still pretty good. I don't think the Poseidon Xyz is not here, so that's fine. And then obviously Abyss Shrine, Shadow Squad, like the best ones, that's still okay. So and remember, Poseidon, the Storming Atlantean, is still at 0 points, so it's a still powerful board breaker. So I don't know. So if I have to think for this era of the format, obviously, if you're looking at fusions, not really much water fusions to be because Tillaments is pretty much dead. So I think fusion is pretty much out there. But for synchro, there's Penguin, there's Goaty, even Ice Barrier, you know, but or even just like, you can do a lot of things, but definitely Goaty is pretty much unhit here. I mean, yeah, some of the fish monsters are here. You can play Fishboard Blaster, but you don't really need to. If you want to, you can, because it's 32 points, but Goaty is pretty much unhit. So I think this card would be really good for Goaty, because you can see there, you can summon this card infinitely, infinite tuners. It's a level 1. That's okay. Not once per turn, doesn't get banished or whatever. It just says, okay, if you have a face up level 3 or lower water monster, discard a card and summon this card from your graveyard. That's it. And then obviously, if it's used for synchro material, all material must be water, which is literally fine. So Goaty could actually abuse that, whereas before it didn't have access to it because it's a fish, right? So that would be interesting to play Goaty maybe in a new, different way. And remember, it's an SR, so it's even nice for if you have to do it in Masterduel Unlimited. It is craftable, so you can definitely try out Goaty there. I think I'll probably leaning towards that if I had to pick a synchro deck, because I mean, Fishbowl Blaster might be broken, and obviously Deep Sea Coelacanth is there. You can still use the Murmur engine to an extent, but again, the point system will decide what you want to do. But yeah, we'll see how that goes. Then in terms of fusion, maybe Ancient Gear, because even though looking at these two, you can still get away with playing one statue, one Ancient Gear Advance, because all the other cards are still there. So maybe as a going second strategy, maybe playing Ancient Gear, because this literally all has to be experimented, and literally you just have to just play test and see how you can do it, if it works out and whatever. And I'll definitely be playing other engines incorporated with that. I mean, yes, the big thing about Ancient Gear, it does miss their Link monster, but even without the Link monster, you can still make all your plays, because there's actually many ways to fuse, so it's actually fine. So we don't really need the Link monster per se, because we just got better cards. So yeah, I don't know, that can also be a thing. And then what else? For Xyz, obviously Sharks, that's an obvious one, definitely, because Barmach Shark is pretty much basically being said, hey guys, only play Barmach Shark and Sharks, and that's it. You can play Gate Guardian. I don't think I have all the cards though. I don't think so. But I mean, you can definitely play Gate Guardian if you, because they're also in a way promoting all the anime decks, but the anime decks might have some restrictions, so you have to just look at the points. But from the top of my head, that's just what I'm going on. Just like I can see, okay, if I were to pick a deck for each, like maybe mechanic or whatever for fusion, I'll probably play like Ancient Gear, because that's the one that, you know, I like, and not all the cards are hit, and it's still pretty much playable with other engines, so it's pretty good. And then in terms of synchro, there's Goaty, especially with Fishbowl Blaster and other cards which I have not used yet. So I have to see exactly what is unbanned. Well, pretty much all the cards, but I have to see what breaks Goaty pretty much. And yeah, this is one of them, because it's level 1, infinitely recurring itself. And yeah, you pretty much have access to a tuner every single time, which is kind of crazy. So if there's a way to like shuffle the materials back, which I'm sure there is, like you'll just find some crazy ways. Like anything that banishes, it will probably just break Goaty, I think. Like, but we'll see. I have to kind of play test and see what actually works out that way. But yeah, that's definitely one. Obviously, Ice Barrier is another one, but I'm really leaning towards Goaty, because Goaty is the one that's actually pretty good for this format, I think. And then Xyz, there's Sharks. That's an obvious one, another water deck. Obviously K9, you can still play K9s if it's there, but obviously you're talking about in a basic sense. There's also another Xyz deck, but we don't have the support yet in Master Duel, but that one is also none. You could definitely play pure, because it's just nothing's unhit there, so it's perfectly fine. But yeah, I don't know what you guys think about it, but I think it's a really good way to really look at creative deck building and play decks which you wouldn't have thought you could play before with certain cards. Now you see what's the real impact if you could play it. And yeah, it will really just allow creativity. That's all I can say about that. So imagine playing every single card that's available. It's kind of nuts. So that's kind of, I'll definitely see what I can cook up there, because I can actually have to go and play test some of the decks and see, okay, how they actually fare. Because obviously now this weekend, if we are going to be having a meta weekly with the Genesys format, I have to actually have a deck ready, or at least like maybe 2-3 decks. So I have to see which one actually is more competitively viable and still fun to play, and then we will take it from there. But for now, I mean, obviously that's in the TCG and so on, but the Master Duel, I wish that actually could come in Master Duel, because that could actually save the game a little bit, because it will kind of force people to, okay, yes, you also have the paper format, but you also have the digital format as well, to make it a lot easier for you to access your cards, because you already have like already the crafting system. So now all you have to do is just add a point system, which I think that literally just fixes the issue. You just have a format that says, okay, make it Genesys format, but then you just have the points down instead of that. Not gonna lie, yeah, I think it's a lot of positive responses because it literally addresses what Yu-Gi-Oh! Modern Yu-Gi-Oh! Is. It's just way too complicated, and people want to have ways to just simplify the game, play whatever they want, and then not have like restrictions on what they can play, what they can't play. So this is actually a good way to kind of do that, and also again just gives fresh ideas on a deck which maybe not be broken in, you know, modern Yu-Gi-Oh, but might be broken in this one. But then again, this is not going to be like the final list. Obviously, just like with a ban list of sorts, it will obviously be updated. Some cards might be moved up, some cards might be moved down. It just depends for what the top decks are going to be, because obviously there will be a meta discovered at some point, but right now it's pretty much open. And they made it very clear from the ranking of points which ones are, hey, you can play this card or you can't play this, essentially, in other decks. So that's perfectly fine. But okay, I think that's enough of that. But you can definitely still throw in your comments there on regarding that. But yeah, unfortunately, that's not in Master Duel yet. So we can only hope that in the future it may come. But I think that's a really good. If you want to add a format into a game that really needs it, I think Master Duel is one of them, because it gives you basically two different formats. Like now you see TCG has normal TCG, and then you have Genesys. So, and the fact that they're going to be making YCSs of that thing, so it's actually like going to be competitive enough, having its own event from next year. That's kind of insane. So right now it'll be tested out as like, you know, a side event, but from next year you could have like actual YCSs on the Genesys format, not on anything else, which is kind of insane. So I think it'll definitely need something like Master Duel can definitely get a big boost from that if they can get some kind of like format in there, because you notice they have been doing it in these duel trials, TCG rules and OCG and Edison and all of that. Now they can pretty much just make that a permanent thing. Genesys, I can 100% guarantee they're probably going to introduce it in a duel trial where they'll say, okay guys, trying the Genesys format, point system. They'll just change the crafting points to well, they'll still have the crafting points, but I think they'll just maybe add the points to it. So the cap is 100 and all that. So we'll just see how that goes, if that's introduced in the game. But that, I think that will be a way to slowly introduce it, because they do actually look at the stats. They do see, okay, look, we are playing these things. Like, imagine if Master Duel had all the formats available. You can play, obviously, Master Duel format. You can play TCG format, OCG format, Genesys format. Like, won't the game be pretty much replayable? I think so, because now any card you get, it's pretty much available for all the modes, especially for Genesys. I think that's what makes it really cool. Oh, okay, interesting hand going second. We'll see how we go. Oh, okay. Read Genesys. I'm gonna maxi now, in case they have ideas. Okay. Oh my, the Lord. Oh. Okay. Okay. Oh, Aqua Angel. Okay, that's interesting. Oh, what? Oh, this can tribute a monster return to the hand. Oh, tribute this card actually. Yeah. Okay, so there's quite a few interruptions here. It's definitely going to be a room to explore because I don't think the goal is going to be maximizing hand traps, which I've always been like a very firm believer of. Playing decks that have to be hand trap reliant is just based on the best engine you can play, and that's it. But it'll be very interesting to see what I can actually play and what I can't. But yeah, I'm definitely um excited for that because I've already been doing that already with, like, optimizing decks in any format. So I think that will just be like making it easier for me. Okay, let's start with this first. Hmm. Yeah, see, unfortunately, this will deal with my normal summons, so it's like, as you can see there, one card opponent controls returns to the hand, so whatever I summon is going to be quite difficult. Um, yeah, it's gonna be a bit tough, I think. Hmm. You see, it's so interesting because even though you send it for costs, this still triggers another thing to chain. So I can't really protect twice. Hmm. Nah. Doesn't. I'll just leave it. Oh, it's a Book of Moon. Oh, it's okay. It's unfortunate because it didn't have like. It's like negates every turn, so you might as well just use it. Oh, okay. Yeah, this is GG, man. Yeah, they pretty much had a cracked hand basically, which is more than what they need in a race, so it's like fine. Okay, much better hand than before. Way better. But you have no hand traps, and whatever you're facing now. Oh. Looks like voiceless. Or it could be an engine, we don't know. Could be Regenesis again. Hmm. I mean, looks like voiceless. I mean, oh, we don't even know. I don't need this. Hmm. Can I trick him? No, but I need this, so it's fine. I think we'll just send these two. He's got a full hand, eh? Wow. Oh, evenly matched. Ooh, okay, that's a big one. Hmm. Does he have another low? Let's see. Does he have another low? Oh, he does. Okay. Hmm. Double. Wow. Oh no. All right. Well. Hmm. Hmm. Oh, he's taking the bait. Uh-oh. He's taking the bait, guys. Okay. It's probably not gonna matter, but it's fine. I mean, he still has follow-up, so I don't think it's gonna really matter at this point. A service? Whoa, what? Well, he still has another voiceless card, so what's it, the prayers or whatever? So it's like doesn't really matter. Yep, still broken. Okay, interesting. Let's see. I feel like he still has more things though. That's the thing. Hmm. Minus Purge. Wow. Okay. GG's. Yeah, you thought he had like no players, but the evening match did break him a little bit because most of the stuff was gone. So yeah, because I was pretty much going to OTK that turn because battle phase, pop everything, and then yeah, it's just that's all, and then it's fine. But yeah, here we go. That's why the memo cards are broken, in a way. helps you play through all that stuff, and you still have other plays. So nice. I think even he matches 10 points in the Genesys format, but I mean that's definitely a good card to run, though. I think because that will shut down a lot of things most of time. Having night and day consistency when it's where it's peak in real life and the same deck, bro. I kid you not. Like even this deck, it really bricks in TCG, but for some reason in Master Duel, I don't know. It just doesn't. Sometimes it's just so weird. Oh, it's just Mermail. Ugh, okay, that's fine. I mean, Lancia does absolutely nothing to them, but it's fine. Doesn't really matter. Battle Squad. Ice Jade. Are they gonna go Lancia again? Probably. Let's see what they can do. Obviously, it's like things are endless, but obviously it's fine. Bro, what? Dude. What is good? Oh my gosh, bro. Did the game just crash again? Bro, this is like, how many times has this happened now? And it's on different streams as well. Dude, my internet, is the stream still live or what? What's happening? Bro, the game just shut down again. But the guy was going first. How can I get booted off if he's going first? I don't understand that. Bro, that's so weird though. I want to see what the end board was gonna be. Damn it. That's so messed up though. Do I get a loss for that? Oh, come on, bro. I actually got a loss for that? Well, I actually did. Oh, that's insane. Actually crazy though. I mean, I don't know. Was I probably going to win that match? I don't know. But, I mean, I wanted to see exactly what I could do. But I guess not. Oh. And this is definitely playable. Okay, not that more. Bro, what? Like, what? Oh, okay. It's fine. I should have an idea here. Since I already have Poseidra. Okay, so he has Ash. Okay, that's fine. Dribble. Maxi, what? Bro, what do you have? Bro, that's a hand traps do nothing to Mermail, bro. Like literally, you try Imprem early, Veiler early, it's already done its job sending for costs. So I still want to get 3 bodies on field. So even when you get negated by Imperm or Veiler, you can still play the game still. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think you can still play Mermail in the Genesis format. I'm gonna just see exactly what I can cook up because it means that I may have to play another engine to supplement it, but it can definitely work because I've done it before. So I'll definitely cook something up. Because Deep Sea Diva, I remember, is untouched. So you just run more Deep Sea Diva to supplement that, and then you just run other Mermail cards, probably. Ooh, this is a very good hand, though. Going second, not bad. Actually, a really good hand, actually, going second. The classic. Now, in the Genesis format, like I'm saying, you cannot play your triple Ash, your triple Imperms, and whatever, because your points will be up. So you will probably not play that. Oh, gosh, bro. Fiendsmith. Luckily, Fiendsmith not going to be there because there's no Link monsters. That's good. Hogan Reaper. Is it Tilament again? What? I want to believe Genesis will bring some weak decks back to the game. Like it pretty much just opens up more decks that are actually viable because you won't be seeing like, you know, the optimal ratios of 15 hand traps or 29 engine. No, you won't have that luxury anymore. So yeah, it'll be very interesting to see what happens. Yeah. I mean, I can definitely mix Ice Jade with Mermail. I can definitely do that. Because I was playing a version with Ice Jade with Mermail, so I think you can just go back to that if need be, as like a control deck type of thing. So it'll be kind of interesting there. But lots to explore, honestly. There's like literally a lot to explore. So it's only depending on what people create, and that's it. But obviously they'll try to obviously think of what the broken decks were back in the day and then see if they can play that. But obviously you can just literally play anything you want. Playing Horus. What are you playing, bro? Like you just like you see, you definitely won't be seeing this in the Genesis. Definitely not. Or this so it also stops PAL decks as well. Like just playing like 5 different engines. No, you won't be seeing that because the points are scattered across. So it's like impossible to make like a complete engines of different things. No, it's not. Like I remember back then, all that Snake Eye, Horus, Fiendsmith, all that Power engines, no, that won't exist anymore. Literally won't exist. Which I'm also a fan of as well. Bro, this is like Apollo USA here. What's going on here? And the thing is, they got zombie vampire. No, they're not even done with their combo. Look how crazy this is, dude. They went through Millennium, then they went through Fiendsmith, they went through Horus, and now they're going through Tillerman now. How crazy is that, dude? And this is why such formats were created, because all this stuff is not healthy. Definitely not. So imagine having all the hand traps in the world, and like the only thing that stops this is Maxi. Literally, that's it. But of course, it doesn't really matter if they also have Ash for some reason in a 60 card deck, by the way. Yeah, that grass, that screener, like all this stuff is just like, why? And look at that. You see their fusions. There's links. There's Xyz. It's just ridiculous, bro. Like, that's why they had to say no. We had to make a call to say, do we keep links in the game or not? Because definitely, if we unban all the links, it'll be super broken. Because like a lot of the cards were banned because link monsters became broken. Pendulum monsters became broken. Let's be honest. That's the truth. Because they were trying to promote the game in a direction which wasn't really good, and then they're like, no, let's make all these link monsters broken for some reason, not having once per turns and all that stuff, and then like, nah, just got abused, and that's it. So I think it's actually fine. They actually kind of acknowledging that, hey, we kind of went a wrong direction, yo, because they basically promoted links as like the main thing. I mean, yes, they were making other mechanics, that's fine, but link was always the dominant thing. So it's kind of crazy though. Do you know what's funny? I've actually noticed something in all the eras of the like, you know, all the tier 0 formats and everything. Has Synchro been dominant? I don't think so. Synchro has not been the mechanic that's actually broken anything, because it's normally Xyz, fusions, and links. Because fusions, obviously, we have Telement, obviously, the most notable one. Then obviously Xyz, we had Sprite. Even though there were a combination of Xyz and Link, but they were mainly in Xyz deck, pretty much. They were pretty much tier 0. Zodiac was tier 0. What else? Xyz. I think that's it. Astera, you could say it was Xyz tier 0 in a way, but it wasn't really like tier 0, but it was the most represented. Ooh, a bow. Oh. That's interesting. Oh, bro, are you still not done? Come on, bro. Oh my goodness. Look at that. Fairy Tale Snow. Gem Knight. Bro, look at this. He's still not done with combo, bro. He is still not done with combo. He went through like almost 5 different engines now, and he's still not done. And you see, at least the difference between my combos and their combo is mine doesn't lead to some crazy unbreakable board. It's like a very simple board. But them is like, geez, you go into like 5 engines making like 10 negates. It's crazy. Millennium. Okay, you can say Pilgrim Reaper is an engine, but Millennium, Fiendsmith, Horus, Gem Knight, Tillerman. What kind of deck is that, bro? That's a pile deck. That's not a. That's not even a deck, bro. That's a pile deck. Oh, look at this. That's crazy, though. Yeah. Draw two, because why not? Trivia Karma as well. Like, bro, what kind of hands are these, bro? Custom hands. Custom graveyard. Like, look at that. He literally has a second hand. That's insane, though. Look at that. Now my Feather Dust is pretty much useless because he's just got the negate now. 5 engines. 5. Because Tillerman on its own is so bad. They have to play, because again, lack of restrictions. So I get where they're going at. Okay, cool. If decks have no restrictions, cool. We're gonna make those cards that are not really that are broken. You won't be able to play it, and it's 100% fair. So Tillerman is definitely not playable in Genesys because you can't even play it as a, like, even the pure cards, you can't even play it together. So I'm glad they actually acknowledge that. So in a way, the point system is like a ban list, but they're not really saying it is. And Speedo Knight as well. Huh? Abyss Shrine? Okay, fine. Maybe in the OCG we'll get some new Tuna Oni archetype. I think they already have. I think Kilo Tune is a thing. Deck build pack. What are they doing? These guys are not done with combo, bro. What time do they have? Synchro has one disadvantage. It's only one-way road. You can link with decreasing link level. You can fusion with more valuable material. Xyz often overlay each other. Synchro, you can't just do job and reversal. That's true, but you know what the interesting thing about Xyz? They've actually produced the most cards on the ban list because some of those Xyz monsters are just way too broken. I mean, where do we start? There's so many Xyz monsters, like literally all the broken ones are Xyz monsters. I mean, yes, it requires a lot of resources, but yeah. Seriously? Oh, bro, like, whatever, bro. So stupid. All of that just for combo. Oh, come on, bro. These guys are playing Archlord Christia. Why, bro? You see, his deck will immediately be illegal. Immediately. You see, his entire deck is pretty much illegal, bro. Like, and I'm not even like kidding you. Like, this is exactly why such thing exists. Because you're not gonna be doing all these stupid combos like this. Like all these cards, like half of them, like this is 100 points already. Your entire deck is unplayable already, so half these cards are illegal. Rhino has like 50 points or whatever. Like, it's just so stupid, bro. It's fine. 5 engines, yeah, good luck. 5 engine, and Fairyto's not just being broken as well. Like, wow. Luckily, you can't even play it. Like in a good deck, that is. You can play it in a bad deck, but you can't play it in a good deck. Nah, hand's okay. Yugioh. Yugioh, huh? The node. And they probably have Core by Ash, the regular. They always do, right? Another bro. Okay. Oh, they just don't care, right? It's fine. Okay, maybe they do, but okay. I guess they're going all in because they're like, why not? More draws for me. Or they're going full material Zeus. No. Wow. Plug-in and plasma hole. Oh, Duster. Yes. That's what we're talking about. But this guy could have you could obviously have a cross out. You never know. These guys always have that, so we'll see. We shall see. Yeah. They always have cross out or something, we'll see. Okay. 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 Imperm, okay. Bro, I don't know what is he doing, bro. He's detaching materials, and then at the same time, he's just gaining the same material. So I don't know what's going on here. Because Poseidon will just spin this back, and that's GG. Literally, that's it. Lash. Okay, do I need Basil? Probably not. I don't need Basil. No, like, he did all of that just to get Kaiju'd. What? Maybe he has Maxi of his own. That's fine. That's fine. Yeah, let's just do it now. Or it could be Plasma Hole that's also triggering as well. We'll just Kaiju that again, so it's fine. Bro, like, what is the XC summoning into, bro? I'm gonna Kaiju that thing. Doesn't really matter. Plasma Hole into what? Oh, scary. A Utopic Ray Lancer in the battle phase. Oh. What are you doing, bro? Like, what are you doing? I'm gonna Kaiju that monster again, so it doesn't even matter. And I believe Kaijus are, I think there are 5 points in the Genesis format, I think. So Kaijus are gonna be really, really strong in Genesis format, I'm just saying. If you can't play like board breakers or whatever, I think Kaiju is a good option. Very good option. But yeah, I had no clue what he was doing. Like, he was just probably the most interesting Rizio player I've seen today, clearly. I like it how when the top tier decks don't know what to do when now their stuff gets like disrupted in such a way that, oh, like what? Okay. But it was just funny what he was doing. Destroying his own cards and then just getting the same material just to get kaiju. All of that just for a kaiju. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Speaking of it, look at that. Look at the board breakers. Dark Ruler apparently has got 0 points, guys. 0. 0 points. Ooh, it's Malice. Is it Malice? Yeah, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait. There's no point in negating too early. You have to commit like late in the combo. Okay. See, or we have a choice. We can wait for Ally Code Talker Addictness still, and then we can negate there. That's also an option as well. But I don't want to get that far though. But let's see what he does. Splash Mage. Interesting line. Okay. I mean, he hasn't normal summon yet, so that this kind of makes sense. Great Ransom, okay. It's fine. No, Link Decoder? Okay. Is he now confused? What's going on? Okay, there's a normal summon. Cyber's Wicked. Ooh. It's actually a crazy... Oh no, he's... Okay, never mind. He's actually played around it. Okay. You can add March here, right? Yeah, so you can kind of still play the game a bit. Oh, okay. Okay, so he kind of played around that a little bit, because now March can just summon to where Wicked is pointing to, then he can get a backup. So, I don't know. Yeah, the thing is, the setup is... Yeah, it's a bit... Actually, you know, I'm actually gonna wait. I'm gonna wait for the white binder actually. Unlock. Okay. Okay, there's a link decoder. On crypto. Transcoach. Ooh. Okay, it's actually smart. You play around it. Okay, I see. That's fine. We'll just kaiju and dominus impulse everything, so it's fine. Yeah, this is fine. Ooh, go Soga. Okay. Oh, come on, bro. Fall by the grave as well. Damn. That's fine. Whew. And I'm pretty sure that's imperm and everything still. It's like, wow. Doesn't even really matter, actually. Because ironically, impulse doesn't really do anything. Because you see, they still had ways to extend, and it didn't really matter at this point. Hmm. I mean, it still wins the game regardless. Doesn't really matter. You'll just access code, banish hard crypta, and it's game over. So it's fine. That too. Ooh. A new access code. Wait, what? Why do it that way though? I would have banished hard crypt to get 5-6 and then or 5,000 and then I'm done. Weird. Really strange, but okay. It's fine. Interesting lines, but okay. The benefits of being Cybers, is it not? That's all I'm saying. Well, Cybers without restrictions, that is. Let me just emphasize that. Okay. Ooh. Okay. Hmm. Uh. Okay. What? Okay. Did you just welcome? Just a cross out, it's fine. Hmm. I'm pretty much over at this point. Oh, nice. Yeah, it's pretty much over. GG's, brother. You know, we've been going on this back and forth. Win, lose, win, lose, win, lose. Like, what is going on today? Like, look at that. Win, lose, win, lose. Literally. Like, win, lose, win, lose, win, lose. I don't know. Like, it's just very, I don't know why it's like that, but I don't know. It's crazy, though. Literally insane. Just one moment, guys. Just gonna grab something and I'll come back. Okay, basic. Oh. End phase. Oh, okay. All right. Let's do this. Sale. Okay. It's fine, I guess. Then for next turn. For next turn. Yeah, I think we just go Neptubus, yeah. I feel like this guy's playing Tempai, but we'll see. But they probably are. I mean, technically we can. Nah, that's fine. I mean, if it's Tempai, it is what it is. But what can I do? No way, bro. This guy's calling Protos. No way, bro. Wow, dude. What? Oh, you gotta be kidding me, bro. Okay, hold on. Hold on. Bro, what? This guy's playing Heraldic Beast Ryziel? He happened to just draw Protos? With the right attributes, mind you. Bro. That's kind of crazy, though. Wow. Oh, that's so crazy, though. Bro, you know how disgusting that is. He can just normal summon the Heraldic Beast stand, Whale, and then just call water again. That's super toxic, though. That's fine. I guess the game is like the RNGs with them, clearly. And now he calls Dark Monsters? Bro, you have to... Like, you can't call Water Monsters. Bro, please break, because I'm gonna finish you. If you don't have anything, I'm gonna win this next turn. Mellow Karma, welcome. Do you have a room? Like a duel room? No. Another Lancia. Roll the odds. Yeah, it's not doing anything. Yeah, he messed up. He actually messed up. He actually should have summoned the whale and call water, but he decided to call water when there's no water on the field, so it's dark. So he kind of messed up there. That's crazy. Let's do a 1v1 for 1 sub. I mean, I'm not really there to steal people's money, but I mean, we can just do it for normal. We don't have to really put money on the line. Rather, you sub if you want to sub. I shouldn't force anyone to do that. we can just do it for fun. And even then, you can't even sub anyway, because unless you're on YouTube, obviously. But if you're on Twitch, I don't have subs yet, so doesn't really make a difference. Save that Ash. They don't. Okay. Is that smart though? Negate the first thing you see. Is that really smart though? Well, we'll find out. Not even good enough. That's fine, this will do. Now the thing is, I could go Argonaut unaffected, but I don't know what they're on, so I feel like it's a gamble. I mean, it could be Malice for all we know. And that's why you never Ash the first thing you do. You have to see what's going on first. Because I mean, yes, most of the time Blue-Tang is a good Veil and Ash, but if they can just extend right through that, so let me just have a look here. Is it Malice? Oh, it's just Evil Twin Fiendsmith. Okay. That's I mean, this also is kind of like unplayable in the Genesys format because, as you can see, literally Link monsters, they cannot play Link monsters. They can only play Fiendsmith fusions. But even then, like, is it even worth it at that point? Because you have to like hard draw, track, then have a Light Fiend in the hand. But that's very unless you're playing Magical Musketeer. But that's the only deck that can actually do that. So. That's fine. Hopefully we can rank up and then we can kind of take it from there, I think. Ooh. I like this hand a lot. Oh yes. I like it. Oh, they have something. What's that? Lancia? Ah, it's fine. I don't care about Lancia. I don't care about Lancia. But I'll still put it in the grave though. Just because. Okay. I feel like these guys have Ash, so I need to like play around that. And I think I will. Even better, draw. Even better. Even better. And that's why we play this card, Uberstein. Yeah. Oh, you got oh wow. You got Imperm or whatever. That's cool. That's really cool. I mean, we can technically just play through that. I mean, yeah. Yeah, sure, why not? I'm gonna discard this so that I don't have to like worry about it. Does he have Nibiru? Like yes, I feel like he does. I feel like he has something there. No, he doesn't. Okay, let's check if he has Nibiru or not. It's probably Imperm, but we will see. Oh, jeez, bro, this guy's got Sage, Field Spell, and Imperm. Wow, bro, that's kind of insane, though. A little bit. It's kind of cracked, not gonna lie. That's kind of broken. But okay. Bro, my mouse, what's going on? What is going on with my mouse? Jesus. Mouse is not responding. Okay, damn. It's a mandatory thing, so you have to even like. It's so stupid, but yeah, it's fine. I mean, yeah, full combo pretty much. So. Another pre-Reese map. Why? For 2 normal summons. Okay. I know you got the field spell, so why are you trying to play around like you don't have a field spell? You have it. I would have searched for Maiden though. But okay. Ooh, is that smart though? Discarding a Veiler? That's not smart though. You should have kept the other Sage in your hand. That's such a waste. Yeah, that's basically a waste of a Veiler there. Why did you search it if you're just gonna discard it? You should have just like kept the other Sage in your hand. But okay, that's just being greedy though, but it's fine. Useless card. So useless. Yeah, it's not. Damn it. Yeah, it's not. Yeah, it's fine. Ansia. Wow. Oh, missing a water. That's literally it. Would they summon Apollo though? That's the question. Why would they do that? They can't even use this card because they use Dominus Impulse in their hand. Light, Earth, and Wind monsters cannot activate their effects. So you're just there as link material, basically. It should be game regardless. Okay, let's go. Come on, bro. Are you one of these players that are just doing this again? Oh my goodness. Perfect. Perfect. Dominus Impulse. Ooh. Bro. You guys are seeing this like for the third time or the fourth time. Literally, the Malice players are literally becoming so greedy, bro. The guy literally had game, but decided to just mess around. And again, they find out that, oh, you give me a chance, I'm back in the game, just like that. Bro, it's so annoying, though. Like, you see how toxic that is? Like, they're so confident with their deck that they end up just throwing the game away. Like, literally throwing the game away. Just because they're being greedy. That's it. Literally, like, the fourth time it's happened. This is, I think it happened once in casual, but 3 times on ranked, though. 3 times. 3 times on ranked. And, I don't know, bro, like, why that I've never I mean, I've experienced that before, but not like this. Like, this is just way beyond, like, just go for a game, dude. You don't have to be so greedy and arrogant. Okay, no, fine, I'm gonna just summon a board. Like, you summon Apollo. Apollo did absolutely nothing for you because you use Dominus Impulse in your hand, and Light, Earth, and Wind cannot be activated. So it's just it's a vanilla monster on field. It's just there. So it's like, no. So I didn't even bother getting it because I knew it's not gonna do anything. So I was like, hey, just give me a water monster and I'm back in the game. And literally, look at that, I was back in the game. Because like I said, I used to got the bodies on field, and then once I have my Renaissance played, it's pretty much good to go. And obviously, you can see now they're literally struggling. They have all their they had Marche, they had 3 of them, but 2 of them were in the grave. They couldn't get back their red ransom to banish another one to keep going. Like, they literally had no more plays after that. And obviously they tried to use a Lure of Darkness, which didn't do anything there. Ripped an Ash in the draw. Tough for them. But still, they're just too greedy, man. That's all. If you're not greedy, then you would have won that game. But you decided to just have that greed and that arrogance, like, no, it's fine, I'm a better deck than you. Nah, that's... You get punished, you find out. So, but yeah, I think on that note, I'm probably gonna stop here because, like, these guys are just they're first of all annoying me, the duels, and number 2, like, it's just, I mean, back and forth, rank up shenanigans, you know, the usual thing. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, if that doesn't top it off, I don't know what will. So luckily, there's something else to distract me. I have to figure out a deck for this weekend for the Genesys format. So I'll maybe come in tomorrow on a stream, just touch base. If not be playing duels, I'll just be like giving you some theory crafting, just in terms of like what decks I want to play and how I basically built the decks, because it's pretty much just the reasoning why I'm playing those ratios and stuff, and with the points allocation and everything. So I think it's really, really good. So I'll just have to literally just think and do some play testing, see how it feels. And yeah, obviously we can't play Lynx and Pendulum, so obviously you can't play Marincess per se, but you can still play Mermail and other things, so it's not really a big thing. But yeah, just excited for a new format, a fresh set of, you know, rules. Basically, it's like no limit pretty much, but you are capped under points, which is fine. And I think it kind of fixes the game somewhat, because it's like, you know, it's fresh ideas. You know, it's not like there'll be obviously, of course, new cards added, but I think as new cards get added, probably by default there will be 0, unless they're stupidly broken, or they are related to link monsters or pendulum monsters, obviously then doesn't really matter. So if you're either thinking about a link deck, they're definitely not applicable. So I mean, the main cards are at 0, but there's no link monsters, so it's pretty much useless to play those decks with like link monsters. But if your deck has a mixture of link and Xyz, then by all means you can still play it. But I mean, we'll see what happens. Like I know, for example, Raid Raptor is a good example. They have a link monster, but they don't really need it. They do have the Xyz level 5 that can search the rank up, so it's not a big thing. So they do lose a little bit of like plays a little bit, but they can still play normally because they only got a link monster, only one, so that's totally fine, and they were playing just fine without it, so that's okay. So that's a good example. Other decks, yeah, we'll just see how it is. But I've seen some lists already online, like what already incorporated. But I mean, obviously, I have to think now for Master Duel in terms of like what I can afford. But yeah, I did say like something like Goaty is something I'm looking at. So because there is some banned cards like fish monsters that actually are like SR and below, which I actually can craft for this thing. So I can just see how it feels. But yeah, we'll see how that goes. And yeah, I'll let you guys know maybe tomorrow or something. Or yeah, I think probably tomorrow or so, because obviously I have to like practice and all that and see what decks I'm trying out. But obviously try it out for yourself. Maybe if you have some text that you also want to holler my way, or just like mention, okay, hey, don't forget about this card. This card's kind of crazy or whatever. Because the focus is not really staples anymore, which is really nice, because now you don't have to play like a playset of like, you know, hand traps galore or whatever. Now it's like, okay, like I said, fix your core. You have to finalize your core first, see what's actually affected by the points, and then you work from there. Because that also includes your side deck. But luckily for Master Duel, there won't be any side deck. But if you are playing in real life, then you have to consider the side deck as well. So it will be quite interesting. So, but okay. Thanks a lot, guys, for visiting the stream. I do appreciate it, and make sure to leave a like if you appreciate it. And yeah, stay tuned for the next one. Yeah, I think definitely this week the whole theme will just be literally just, you'll see a lot of content creators talking about the Genesys format, pretty much how it kind of revamped the game a little bit, because it was getting a little bit like, okay, we're getting to a point now where there's a point of no return. Master Duel's kind of in a bad state, so I think people are going to be, you know, gearing towards just, you know, trying this Genesys format out. You know, even if they'll not be playing it on paper, they might be playing it online, I think. So I mean, there'll definitely be something there. But even, I mean, I see now they're even going to try and do a meta weekly on that, so that will be quite interesting. I think that will literally be a very diverse format, because literally it fixes what they wanted. Malice is not there, XYZ is not there, Telement's not there, so pretty much the meta decks are not really going to be there. So it's just going to be like pretty much all like the unsung decks, the decks that no one really cares about. You will see these decks normally shine. So yeah, okay. All right, guys, cheers. Have a good day, and have a good night, and we'll see you next time. Cheers.